So it's first thing in the morning. Family's still sleeping. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you're in the middle of construction and you just moved a bunch of stuff into the house that you have no room for. So this is the chaos that we have going on for this holiday season. We got our tree. And the mess begins. So we're in the middle of redoing basically the entire house. But as you can see, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. And one thing happened when I was gone. I was working on another project out of state. This chimney flue here, we thought was in pretty good shape when we moved in. I replaced all of the chimney stack going out of the house. So anything from the box up, the adapter coupler there at the top, and then everything out of the roof I replaced. And this black pipe looked pretty good. Well, as you can see the discoloration here, there was chimney fire in this, and we had cleaned it, but I don't know how old this chimney was. It just looked in pretty decent shape, so we just left it, and that was pretty foolish. So of course I'm out of town, and my wife has a chimney fire right there where the discoloration is. It burned for about 2.5 hours in there. Now obviously the first thing to do is to get this wood stove completely cut off of oxygen air supply and close the flue all the way down so that nothing can go up the stack here. So that was a pretty scary moment for us, and thankfully nothing bad happened. It was able to be contained in the pipe and didn't get hot enough where, you know, we had any further damage past the damage to the pipe. But something to always keep in mind, especially this time of year, is make sure you know the condition of that chimney stack, and if you don't know how to do it, get a chimney sweep to come out here and check it out. Today I've got to go out and I have to get the single wall pipe. I'm going to try to find a 22 gauge. 22 gauge is about 25% thicker than the 24 gauge. Unfortunately, probably won't be able to find it locally. It'll probably have to be something we order. So even if it's temporary, just for the next couple of years, I'll get a 24 gauge, but at some point I do want the 22 gauge in there, because it just adds, if you do have a chimney fire in the 22 gauge, it's going to be a lot more rigid, and it's going to be able to handle the heat better without warping and possibly having the stack fall down or having the heat penetrate further and obviously catching other parts of the house on fire. So now it's time to do the chores, and we have a couple projects here to get to today that I'm going to take you guys through. So let's go get the chickens fed, the geese fed, and then move on to the next thing. Good morning, Daffodil. I know. So we got some flurries this morning. It's coming down a little bit now. It's supposed to get a lot more snow. So that's what I was mostly worried about without having the wood stove operational, is having all those little electric heaters. We have some like cadet wall heaters that are in this house we bought, and then some like space heater type electric heaters. So that gets pretty expensive pretty quick, and you're taking up a lot of energy, and it doesn't work nearly as efficiently or as well as getting the wood stove fired back up. So that is an important thing to get done today, for sure. But we're gonna get some more bedding in for these girls, because I've been gone for a couple weeks, and so now I gotta catch up on the chickies. So they're getting big. These are our, these guys should be laying soon. They're not laying quite yet, but they're getting a little wet in there, as far as the bedding's getting a little compacted. So we're gonna bring a thing of pine shavings down and fluffing all this up. Harold, our dog, our guard dog here, has been on to something ever since I came out here. He popped out as soon as he hit the backyard there. His hair shot up on the back of his neck, and he's been doing circles around the property. So obviously something was out here last night, or he's on the trail of something. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. You need to go the other way. Come on. The little pond back there has filled. And I would imagine that's bringing in, that old watering hole's bringing in some critters. He's on to something. But it's wild country back here. What you got, buddy? What are you What are you tracking? Let's go see. There's some snow down there. Maybe we can spot a track. Okay. Deer. There's definitely deer. Lots of deer. I don't know what that is. That's not the dog. Deer. That's my dog right there. That. Ooh. That. Is that. We had two different size canine prints out here, and I'm not sure which one is my dog and which one is probably a coyote. Alright, well, I never put the card in the trail cam before I left. So, nothing on there to see. So I'll have to go find that, track down that sim and put it in there. Not sim. To go track down that micro SD and put it in there, and that way we can catch whatever's happening back there. But right now, Harold's enjoying himself. Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Hi, baby. Did you sleep good?
No.
Mommy slept great.
Because I was up 4 times, yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, let me get the juices. You ready? You ready to get up, baby? And do some yoga?
I can't even do a flamingo.
You can't even do a flamingo. What's a flamingo?
I can't even do a flamingo pose.
I never heard of the flamingo pose.
It's probably the tree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On the kids' yoga. Harold's onto something out there.
I'm so
He hit the ground running this morning.
All last night.
Yeah.
still upset about the
I think there's coyote tracks down there in the snow.
I go practice my A's.
All right, buddy. You gonna start your morning. All right, so we're here in the living room, and we got to take care of this project first. A little bit of what we're dealing with here is just the interior wood stove stack. So as I showed this morning, you can see the discoloration in the pipe. So that, of course, happened while I was not here, as most things that go wrong on this property do. So luckily, I had my wife cut off the air to the wood stove, and it choked it out, and it burned itself out in a couple hours. But it's really, really, really scary stuff. And this is my fault because I replaced the stack heading out of the ceiling, you know, that's exposed to the elements, because that was in pretty rough shape. And this didn't look bad, and I just figured it was fine. And we cleaned it, but reality is it's probably a lot older than I think it is. And so we're gonna go ahead and take care of that right now. We're replacing it with the same kind of piping, which I don't recommend. The reason we're doing this is because obviously it's December and it's not as easy to get the better quality wood stove pipe right now. So we're using the 24 gauge, and this is not welded. This is the snap. So we'll go over how to snap this together, but this is the just your basic wood stove pipe. This is 8-inch by 48-inch pieces, 2 of those, and then I'll have a 24-inch piece that connects at the top. What we'll do is, since that 22 gauge is like 3 or 4 weeks out from all distributors, this was inexpensive enough that we can put this up now. It'll be perfectly fine. And that way, if we do have like single-digit type nights, we're not running these little electric heaters in here, and it really will get cool. So we want to make sure that we're taken care of as we head into January, and we're going to order the 22 gauge pipe, and then probably in the spring when I go to do the cleaning, we'll put in the better pipe, and then we'll just have this as a backup in case for some reason we need it, or if we're going to put a wood stove in somewhere else like a more permanent greenhouse or something along those lines, we can use this pipe. So We're gonna go ahead and get this off. Make sure that you don't have anything near this, because as I pull this down, it's probably gonna drop a lot of creosote. And don't use your wife's favorite vacuum to clean it up, because it'll never get out of the filter. So use your shop vac, have it handy, and make sure that anything you don't want to get ruined or stained is not near the wood stove, because it's gonna make a mess. Wear a pair of gloves, because this stuff can be sharp, especially if it starts to slip. You go to grab it real quick, you can slice your hand on it. So make sure you're gloved up before you go. So, see if I can get this on camera. Take a look at that. And you wonder why we had a chimney fire. The piece that I'm getting ready to show you up there is even worse. So I had thought my friend there had ran the cleaner through that, the bristle brush, but as you can see, that's completely clogged. I mean, we are really lucky that this didn't turn out worse. Really, really lucky. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than that without burning down your house. My wife had heard a clunk when she had called me when the chimney fire was happening, and obviously that was a big chunk of this falling down to the bottom and hitting on here. So good news is now I got a good view of this. We can get this all vacuumed out, cleaned, get the sides scrubbed, and then put the new pipe in. Make sure that this crimp side is always facing down.
Should that be in the back though?
Yep. Why you're here.
Yeah.
QC inspector. All right, well, pardon the clutter. This is the front porch I haven't shown you yet. So that's the moving truck, all unloaded, at least out of the elements, sort of. But you know how that goes. We don't have spaces for everything yet. But so on our chimney pipe, it is about 6 inches too long. So we're gonna get the grinder out and get to work on making sure that we can slide this in and we can get the fire going, because snow's starting to come down. Got a fire going, we have heat, and that took longer than I wanted to do, but the new pipe's done, and now we can get back to nice and toasty, because this thing does a pretty good job of warming up the house. It really does. So now it's almost time to feed the animals again, honey.
Yeah, I want to go.
The days disappear.
I'm gonna go feed the animals.
I showed them our disaster this morning.
What the disaster of the house?
Yes. All the boxes everywhere.
Did you say I like shut down from it?
That you shut down?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think everybody shuts down, just not as bad as you. I mean,
Nobody
because
shuts
there's
down.
no way you can operate in this environment and not feel like a form of anxiety or lack of clear focus. like before we had those boxes open over by the couch area was nice. Like it was really nice. Like, oh, we have a 10 by 10 area that's like looks like a normal house.
We can come sit down.
Yeah, there's our magic corner. So now we gotta finish that up this morning or this evening. Let's pick that up so at least we can keep that area all set.
Fix
So.
the carpet.
Oh, you mean you want to push it under the thing? Yeah, we can do that.
You being a good boy?
I didn't put the snow.
Hello. You ready to go outside? Yeah, you ready to go outside? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Harold. Yeah, he was going ballistic, so I went down there this morning, and I thought I saw coyotes there.
Oh.
Definitely two different sized canines. So.
Got my buddy right here. Harold's hanging out with me.
Come here, Moon.
Nice pet over there. Get this little one right here. Whoa! Guess everybody likes this one nest. One, two.
Two of them?
No, I got 2, 4, 6, 7.
Oh, wow. I only had 2 yesterday, so that makes sense.
Hi, Mr. Harold. Okay.
Oh my goodness! Look at that!
Never gone outside
That is the
before.
first time they ever.
Now I gotta get these posts cut and put in here to raise this net up.
Hi, ladies. Hello. Hi.
And they close you down. Guess I'll bring you pine shavings too, guys. Girls. Due for some pine shavings. Alright, ladies. You got your pine shavings down? You happier? Already digging through them? And we got our first egg from them. Put this in the fading light here. So they lay, this one's like an aqua color. Light aqua, but they lay a variety of different colors. So we're really excited. This is our first egg from these chicks. So it's exciting stuff. Now we're really going to be pumping out the eggs once these ladies go full bore. All right. We'll see you in a little while.
Hi. I'm just gonna go and check where Moon was making a little nest. She disappeared for like a week, and we thought we lost her, but turns out she was right here all along, being a broody little goose with a beautiful nest of eggs that were nicely covered. Although, nope, I don't see anything. No.
You check inside their pen.
No. We don't have a gander. I think that's what the males are called, right? Ganders, or is it the other way around? Our lone chicken who can't get along with anybody. We call her Picky. Are you guys getting along again? Nice little call today.
Alright, so that day went by fast. Happy to get the wood stove done. Animals are fed. What we got going on here is these little panels. These are going to cover the entire ceiling that's not the logs in between. But I just had to stick these up here because I had to get the can lights in. So those are a low profile LED can light, which we really like because this area of the house, as you can imagine, is really dark before we put these in because it's already a thick log house, and then it's got the loft above it. So those were a great solution for that. But if you see these in the video hanging down, we still have to put liquid nail on the back of those and put the rest of them up. But we have our stove over here, which is not hooked up yet. I got to do the drywall behind, and it's a commercial kit, so I have to order it. They don't like carry it readily at Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace or something like that. So I have to order the propane kit for that stove, but we need to get that done hopefully before Christmas so we can use it for this holiday. And the thing's a monster. It's got a 6 burner top, and then it's got a massive oven on it. So we're really happy with that stove. We just got to get it rocking and rolling for Mama. But I'm going to get some tacos made, and then tomorrow I've got to mark some trees because right now we're on the north side, and it gets really, really dark in the winter because up being this far north, the sun doesn't get very high in the sky. So we've got all these tall, I've got Doug firs over here and ponderosa pines, and they're basically blocking out any sun from reaching the driveway in the house. And in the summer, we get really dry, and we have way too many large trees close to the house. If we had a fire through here, it'd be no good. So that's one thing. I need to at least start getting those trees marked so that before the end of spring next year, I can get that whole top area cleared out. And that is of the utmost importance because we did have wildfire scare less than 2 miles away. I mean, just so grateful that my wife rather caught that stovepipe before we had something worse happen, because the fire was burning, right up in here, and I had my friend sweep it, but he thought he was hitting the wood stove, I believe, and we were kind of chit-chatting on the roof while he was doing it. We weren't paying enough attention, and obviously what he was doing is he was coming down. There's so much creosote in there, it was compacted, and he was coming down on top of it. Thought he was hitting the stove, but he still had another 4 or 5 feet to go, but we weren't paying attention to it, so naturally we dodged a massive bullet there. Someone's looking over the house. I'm very grateful for that. And we're gonna go ahead and do a live chat today, I believe, on Instagram. So we're gonna get that rocking and rolling here shortly. I'm gonna end this video here. I'm gonna make some tacos and start another weekend of projects starting in the morning.